If I didn't have the right people in my corner, and if I didn't have God in my corner, none of it would have happened. All right, well, here we are. I guess I'm just gonna share my story and kind of where I started, because I get questions all the time about kind of how I got into this whole video thing. The thing is, I'm so far from like where I want to be that I don't often look back at how far I've come. The very first time that I ever made videos was in middle school. Our school got every student an iPad. It was kind of when schools were starting to get Chromebooks or iPads for every student. Anyways, our school did iPads. I honestly just kind of started off making stupid iMovie skits with my friends. I think within a year or two, I started my own YouTube channel. The most off-the-cuff, random, weird, dumb, so dumb videos you'll ever see. Don't waste your time going and watching it. I haven't taken the channel down yet. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but it's still there. My parents one year for Christmas got me a GoPro Hero 5, and I used that for a lot of videos with the stupid fisheye look. I didn't know how to turn that off. I didn't know any of the settings. I didn't know jack squat. There were a couple of videos I made in middle school and high school that were for reasons outside of just me. For example, in 8th grade, we had to make a video. I don't even remember exactly what the prompt was. We got set up into like these groups, and I remember all of my friends were like, I want him on my team. I started to realize, like, regardless of how good or bad I am at this, I really like making videos. People will see that and they either want my help making videos or they want me to make videos for them. And I kept doing the YouTube channel thing for another year or two into high school. I think I just kind of grew out of that humor. At the time, I thought I was done with video forever. I was like, yeah, that was dumb. That was fun. I did little family vacation videos. I would just take my GoPro, iPad, drone, whatever I had with me onto family vacations and family trips, and I just kind of capture that and throw together a little video at the end. Looking back, those are still the funnest videos to watch, purely for fun. I don't do it because anybody's paying me to or because I want to be paid to do it. I mean, yeah, it'd be fun, but I just did it for fun. I did it because I loved it. All of that being said, the very first time that I was paid to do a video, my aunt, who runs a jerky smokehouse here locally, asked if I'd be willing to make a little 60-second video of how they make jerky. I said yeah, and I took my parents' old Nikon, I think it was a D3300, took that camera, went to town. I still remember the feeling of taking the footage off of that SD card from the DSLR camera, plugging it into the computer. I had to use my mom's MacBook Pro, and so I taught myself how to use iMovie, plugging clips here and there. I had no clue how to color grade. I had no clue how to do anything other than just tell a story. And so that was super, I think, important, and it sped up the process because I didn't just pick up a camera and say, okay, somebody needs to pay me now. It was more like, okay, people saw the stories I was able to tell. They were willing to pay for said stories, whether it was for a wedding or for a business. From there, I learned all the technical aspects of cameras and got bigger and better drones. But anyways, I made that first video for my aunt. She loved it. I got like 200 bucks out of it. Those $200 was the most eye-opening thing in the world, to be like, if I can make money doing what I love, why should I make money doing anything else for the rest of my life? And yet I still went for several more years without even trying to make another dime from video. I remember the very first computer I bought. It was a 2019 Intel MacBook Pro, $3,300. I was just so excited. It was the biggest purchase that I had ever made my entire life up to that point. Right after I bought it, I was telling my parents what I had just bought, and they were like, how much did you had that money to, did you really just spend that kind of, oh my gosh. My dad was like, you could have bought a car. You could have bought so many other things. And I was like, I know, you can ask my parents now, but I'm pretty sure that was probably one of the biggest moments when they realized just how seriously I was trying to take this whole video thing. I was a junior in high school, did not know what I wanted to do with my life. I was dating my girlfriend, who's now my wife. I was working at Wendy's as a manager. Within a year after high school, I became a general manager, managing people that were the same age as me, managing people that were older than me. I was the boss of people that were, no joke, 60 years old when I was 19. That was just wild. Some point in that first year or two, I bought a course called FullTime Filmmaker. One of the best, if not the best, filmmaking course. It was 500 bucks. I was obsessed with that. Finally, I saw video production as a career, as a potential career, and not just a hobby. It was just rejuvenating to find something that I loved, and just to even imagine being able to make money from it. Anytime I could go back to the office in between customers, I was looking up camera specs and writing things down and figuring out what I can video next. It definitely took a toll on my output at Wendy's, especially at being the boss. So it was a painful last year and a half working as the boss at Wendy's. I actually eventually stepped down. All throughout this time, I'm trying my best to go out and just video anything that I possibly can at any given moment. Learn something new every time I came home from work or before I went into work. At some point, I eventually just started buying my first camera, lens, and a glide cam, tripods, lights, one by one. None of those things came overnight. All of these things came one by one. A couple months sometimes in between each thing, because I just had to wait until I had enough money to get the new thing. Eventually did my first wedding for free, and actually from that wedding I gained 2 more weddings that each paid me $600 a piece. And so that was cool to kind of see like the whole, you provide somebody value first and then the money will follow. I did mainly weddings for like a year, did any kind of video that I could. I did a local demolition derby video. I did more videos of my wife and I going on trips. I did more videos of just random things happening around the house. I even got into where I was doing like sports videos. I was doing football videos. A buddy of mine who I managed at Wendy's wanted me to do a football video for him, so I did. And then that just spiraled into me doing videos for the whole team. Every parent wanted me to do a video of their kid. I think it was towards the end of 2022. So actually, I'm just gonna kind of simplify what I say here, because when I was recording it, I took like 30 minutes to get to the friggin' point. Pretty much the last year and a half at Wendy's, all that I did in my spare time was just make videos. Whether that was me making videos for a client, or whether that was me just throwing my drone up in the sky and flying it for a little bit. Between working at Wendy's and doing videos on the side, I was probably somewhere between 70 and 90 hours a week, every week. Eventually, I was able to find a job listing for the Idaho Farm Bureau. They needed a videographer. I applied to that, showed them my portfolio. My now boss gave me an interview. Everything went well, and they hired me. So I quit Wendy's. I've been done with them for about a year and a half now, and I work full-time for Idaho Farm Bureau, making their videos for them. I get to travel all over the state doing that, so that's really dope. That's really cool. Something that's important to note is I didn't just get hired like that. Like, oh, cool, you look good. Yeah, here's a camera. Can you video our stuff for us? No, they saw my portfolio. They saw all of the pieces of work that I had done, and they were like, I want this guy to make our videos now. I mean, it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm just saying it's important to note that it didn't just happen like that. Like, this is, years of accumulation of video work, tons of practice, tons of failing, tons of trial and error, but a lot of divine intervention, a lot of perfect timing, a lot of things lining up when they needed to line up because of hard work. If you can provide value to people, if you can make videos that people want to pay for, and you're good at it and you can do it consistently, people will hire you, and it's as simple as that. But yeah, let's get back to the video. For the past year and a half, I've worked for the Idaho Farm Bureau doing their videos for them. I've actually, right now, in the middle of doing a mini documentary under their brand. We're just about done doing the second installment for that, so stay tuned for that. That'll come soon. But that's not the only source of video that I do. I also have my own business on the side, which has only grown since I've quit Wendy's. And since having quit Wendy's, it's been mind-blowing to see how far I've come from where I was. Because right now, even before me filming this video, I was like, should I even make this? Like, have I even come that far? But then I start to look back on it and I'm like, okay, it was 8 years ago that I made my very first video. It was 5 years ago that was the very first time I got paid to make a video. 3 years ago when I bought FullTime Filmmaker. 2.5 years ago when I really started my business. But just to see how far I've come since then, not only in how it looks, but what it does for people. Because I'm not just making videos, I'm making solutions to problems for people. You're looking to bring in more income for your business. You're looking to get more leads for your business. That's where video can come in. And I've been very fortunate by people who have hired me and who have wanted my skill set to have made videos for them. I've met so many amazing people as a videographer that I wouldn't be where I am today if I wouldn't have met them, networked with them, learned from them, just sat down and talked. It's not a solo game. You'll burn yourself out if you do it solo. That's not, like, all of this isn't to say that I've made it. I've definitely not made it. There's so many things that I want to do that I haven't. There's so many goals that I haven't reached yet. Just so cool that I'm given this opportunity to be able to tell people's stories in a way that is not easily replicated. I think I'm saying that the right way. Man, I've got to wrap this up and get to bed soon. But I think I've honestly covered everything that I've needed to. Clear back when I was just making videos for fun on my iPad, all the way up to now when I get to do this for a living. Really, really cool. This is my story. This is my journey. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more cool stuff to come. So there you go.